Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for the penultimate episode of the first and final season of Why the Last Man, Season 1, Episode 9, Peppers. 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 I don't know if anyone remembers that. It's from Billy Crystal back in When Harry Met Sally. So anyway, Um, let me take care of some business first, and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. Well, one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that video, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you get that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Actually, it's more like an 80-20% chance of YouTube not notifying you. So best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it every week. I just changed it before I came on, as a matter of fact. I also have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. So this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. With that said, let's get into it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Giving you enough time to pause, turn off, whatever you're going to do, watch, and then you can come on back. So, yeah, I mean, this is the penultimate episode of a series that is canceled. And I kind of went into this on Saturday as to why it was canceled. It wasn't due to the ratings because there are no ratings out there as of yet for it. Um, Essentially, Diane Lane and Amber Tamblyn are the two cast members who were cast the longest ago. They were cast in 2017. Um, and of course, because of that and all the delays that have happened, and of course, switching out the lead and everything, of course, it doesn't premiere until 2021. It wasn't finished filming and coming out until 2021. So now their contracts are getting ready to expire. So FX had to make the decision, do we re-up their contracts, giving them, of course, a raise at this point, or do we just cancel the series outright? And so that's what they did. They canceled the series outright. It's about $8 million per episode is what they're doing, like a little over $8 million, 8.1 million, I think is what they were saying. And yeah, so that was kind of why the show got canceled, was it just took too fucking long to make it. And then of course, all their contracts were getting ready to expire. So because of the two actors who had been put into play already in 2017, everyone's contract, even the newcomers, the guy playing Yurik, of course, excuse me. Ben Schnitzer, his contract was up for renewal as well. So I mean, that was the reason why this got canceled. Yeah. So not because of ratings, not because of politics, nothing like that. That's where we're at. So anyway, let's get into the episode, shall we? Since we only have the 2 episodes left, this one, and then of course next week's season finale. So we have a lot of war going on, essentially, a lot of people rebelling, a lot of change happening. And yeah, Beth's group ends up breaking into the Pentagon and taking Jennifer Brown hostage, and also everybody that's in the Pentagon, well, basically in the Oval Office. Just after Jennifer Brown tells everyone in the office finally that York is still alive. And because, of course, Regina Oliver was the one that kind of pushed that. And just before, of course, they get invaded, that little tidbit comes out. And of course, they don't tell the people that are trying to take hostages. Oh, and also Regina Oliver was going to lead her own military coup anyway. she had already talked to the general that was in charge, and the general had agreed that because of Jennifer Brown lying, suppose and also killing the two pilots. She thought she killed the two pilots that Agent 355 had killed. That was reason enough to take her out as president and put Regina Oliver in. So there's a coup going on, as well as yeah, as well as an infiltration. And of course, it doesn't end well for Regina Oliver. And thank whatever deity was out there for that one. I'm glad that we didn't have to deal with the politics. If it was going to go into a season two, we wouldn't have had to deal with those kind of politics because Regina Oliver gets killed. Um, they just shoot her right in the head, and I mean, honestly, she was. I have to say this. I mean, she was fucking annoying. She was fucking annoying. I can see why she got killed. That's all I can say. Because it was a stressful time and everything that was going on. She just wouldn't shut up and started going into further conspiracy theories, like going way out there. And the infiltration person just popped her in the head. And I was like, great. That's all we needed. Ah. Yeah, exactly. If women ruled the world, there'd be no wars. Yorick actually brings that up too. So, no problem, Pen. Yorick actually brings up the whole thing about, all the women that were in prison there that, oh, most likely they were misunderstood, that they had fought back against their, abusers and all this kind of stuff. And the one woman who's with was like, no, I started a lot of shit. That's what she says. And basically, all the women there are just shooting him down completely. And he's just like, all right, fuck it. I'm out. I'm not going to say it. They're basically just telling Yorick to shut the fuck up, you know? And I do like that he tries to get Agent 355 to dance. Um, so we also are having a little dissension within that ranks as well because there is um, kind of a sentiment that maybe they should take Yorick and sell him, essentially. There's a small faction that is growing, and they're saying, "Oh no, it's just a joke," kind of thing. But there is that sentiment that has been thrown out there now at this point, and so now things are starting to get dangerous for them. There, Agent 355 realizes this. Even Dr. Mann realizes this. She's actually the one that is doing a little recon, as she says, and also trying to get laid at the same time. And yeah, so at least Agent 355 and Dr. Mann are both on the same page here, whereas Yurik has his head in the clouds, and fucking Ampersand is just stealing fruit and running away and doing whatever the fuck he wants. In the meantime, the Amazons, now led by kind of led by Nora Brady in a way, but not really, because she's telling Roxanne, she's kind of pointing Roxanne in the right direction. But Roxanne, being the hillbilly that she is, of course, still has to fuck things up. And of course, they are raiding camps that have food, that have supplies and stuff like that. And they're just eating what they want and then destroying the rest, which is really kind of stupid, especially when you're in an apocalyptic situation sort of way. Um, and Hero, of course, is all falling into all of this as well. And yeah, really kind of feeding into her addiction, I think, is what's going on at this point. Um, Nora, of course, hears the story of Yorick and may even recognize Yorick's picture. I don't know. She didn't let on about that one. She knows who Yorick is. I mean, she worked with Jennifer Brown and everything. So, I mean, she obviously knows who he is. And they heard that he's in the next town over, essentially, where all the prisoners are. And she kind of points Roxanne and the Amazons in that direction, which is going to be a really ugly fucking battle. We can already guarantee this because of the revelation finally comes out that when the prisoners finally got out of the prison, they kill all the female guards and all the women that were in town, because it was them or as it was said, it's either us or them. So that's what we had happen there. And then of course we have Beth, who was with the infiltrators. She's the one that ends up with Jennifer, and they're outside the gates of the Pentagon, and she's basically hustling Jennifer out there and is keeping her safe while the military coup is going on and entering the Pentagon and killing. They're basically killing anybody at this point. Um, and the infiltrators are getting killed as well. And so, yeah, I mean, Beth is Jennifer's best option at this point, and maybe they're going to go and try and find Agent 355, Yurik, and Dr. Mann, and join them on the road to San Francisco. So, they only have one episode in order to do it, so who knows how that's going to work. But yeah, I mean, this would have worked a lot better if we had a second season coming, and I could see now that you have they got rid of the political portion of it, which I was so on edge about the political portion of it. Thank you, Mufino, but you didn't need to do that. Um, yeah, they really didn't need to put that politics in. I know they were doing it, but I'm starting to slow up now, is what's happening. How much did I have to pay FX to put the episode name the episode after Pepper? I didn't have to pay anything. They just like me that much. So, yeah. But anyway, the yeah. So what's happened right now is, since this is a DC property, DC Comics property, it is being shopped to HBO Max right now. The showrunner said that they are actually shopping this out to HBO Max, and hopefully HBO Max will pick this up and run with it. And if that's the case, maybe they'll get a bigger budget than what they have with FX on Hulu, and they can continue on into a second season. I would be perfectly fine with that. They actually need to work with that, I believe. So, um, yeah, I think that would be kind of interesting if they actually did that. Philip says, I loved when she knifed. Yeah. Oh, God. So we always heard that was the other thing. Yeah. Kimberly. When Kimberly is down in the basement with Christine, and we've always heard about this woman that is down in the basement who has like all the hair care products, basically a cosmetic factory down there, and how she kind of runs it tight-fisted and whatnot. So we finally saw this woman, and she does not like Kimberly at all, and is basically, she pushes Kimberly back, and Kimberly's like, fuck this, takes out her shiv and just starts fucking stabbing her. Like, she does prison shivs, like like that. And that's exactly what it sounds like, by the way, as from what I've been told. So yeah, Kimberly just went psycho, and she goes, "You will not touch her." And basically, she's protecting Christine and the baby at this point because she's a little psycho. Yeah. Um, but I think the rest of the cabinet is dead at this point. So it's just Christine, Kimberly, and Jennifer, and they are completely separated at this point. And that's kind of where we leave off on this penultimate episode. Wow. So yeah, it looks like the Amazons and the prison women are going to clash, I guess is what's going to happen, and then we don't know what's going to happen with Jennifer and Christine and Kimberly at this point, and Beth. So, and Beth now knows that Yurik is alive as well. So all of this, we hope that they actually get a season 2 out of this. It'd be nice if it moves over to HBO Max. Um yeah, and then we can actually kind of go about this the right way. And now that the politics portion of it is kind of behind us, we can actually move on to more of the story, I believe. And I also did like a little bit of the flashbacks of Agent 355's up, being brought up into the Culper ring, how she was I guess she had to kill a lot of other people in order to get her agent status. That's what it seemed like. So that was the one thing that was kind of frightening at the same time, is to realize that yeah, she had to fucking kill a lot of people in order to get become who she is. Philip says, "Do you think Yura can save the world in one episode?" No, it's going to take at least three or four. Oh man. But, yeah, I mean, and everyone was killing it on this. I mean, quite literally in some cases. But no, everyone that was in this series, has been doing a great job. I gotta say, I still love Diana Bang as fucking Dr. Allison Mann. The whole thing about, you know, experimenting on herself because she's the only willing test subject for her controversial experiments. Um, and then, of course, going out to go get information by talking to that other woman out there, but also maybe getting laid in the process too. Once she gets that information, and also her just badgering Yurik about sperm count, because we get this later, later on, where Yurik comes in, he's got a joint, and he goes, only one per household. We don't get another one till next Saturday. Who's in? Don't tell Dr. Mann. She's on me about my sperm count, which I thought was the best line out of this. That one actually made me really laugh. It really did. So, yeah, and I'm now they've kind of found their groove, and of course they get canceled. This is the Swamp thing all over again. It really is. Yes, Swamp Thing was a bit better because of the production value. They spent a shit ton of money on Swamp Thing, like $85 million for that whole first season. So yes, they had higher production values, but still, I mean, come on. Well, this is about 80. This is about $80 million, 10 episodes, and they're saying $8 million episode. So 80 million for a movie, if you will. That's about right. I mean, you're looking at an almost 10-hour long movie. So not bad. I agree with you, Penn. Swamp Thing does still hurt a lot. That one, I mean, they really should have just kept that going. They really should have. They should have found a way. Even animated, fuck. I mean, they could have just animated the shit out of that and still done a good job on that one. Kept all the all the actors. Anyway, I digress. What else do I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, I tackle Dune, the 2021 Dennis Villeneuve version of Dune, the remake. Dennis Villeneuve remake of Dune is what I should say. Um, Wednesday I'll be off. Thursday will be another episode of Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, not to be confused with Dune. Dune is something else, and then Doom, Doom. There you go. Friday I'll be off. Saturday will be Saturday Morning Blast. I've already the genre news of the weekend. Any genre stuff you guys want to talk about? We talk about it. I'm still on the fence about Sunday, about doing spoiler alert or not. There's just a lot of stuff going on, so I'm hoping to, you know, not if I don't have anything going on Sunday, then I'll do spoiler alert. If I do have stuff going on Sunday, then I won't be doing it. I'll let you know, obviously. So, oh, and then of course we roll back around again to Monday with the season finale of Why the Last Man. And by the way, next week, next Tuesday will be Lock and Key is what I'll be doing. Season 2 of Lock and Key. Because I forgot to put it on the schedule for some reason. I didn't have it on my schedule of stuff. I thought I did, but I forgot about it. But yes, Lock and Key season 2 was released on Netflix on Friday, and I've been watching it. And yeah, if you haven't seen the first season of it, go and watch it. Seriously, I've already done it. Is it worth my time of season 1 of Lock and Key? I'm going to do it again for season 2 as well. So, with that said, I want to thank everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithm of all the stuff you've been watching, all the dirty little videos you try and, when you type in black Crocs, they know what you're talking about. It's not a type. We know it's not a typo. Um, and they try and match it to one of the videos, but I've asked for your library up there just for you. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, it's an 80-20 chance that YouTube won't notify you. You can hit that bell down below. It's a best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com, like Penn has put up there. Um, that is where I have the schedule of all the stuff I'm going to be doing and all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages as well. And hit that subscribe button while you're down there as well. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button while you're down there too. So, with that said, Dennis is trick or treating on Sunday. Confirmed. No, I'm not. I am not trick or treating. No, there's a pandemic going on, man. Why would I be doing? I won't go to theaters, and yet I'm going to go trick or treating. No, no, no. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for Dune. There is no Dana, only Dune. Um, yeah, I know it's bad puns. It's bad puns today. That's what's happening. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may wind up in a town full of women that are just broken out of a prison and killed all the guards, and they're kind of cool about it. They won't hassle you there. So, but they might sell you because there's some money in it. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those flu shots too while you're at it, because you can get both at the same time and still be okay. I know for a fact. And stay safe out there. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. I will see you again tomorrow. Good night.